sure my landlords are informed of what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Newsletter.
Thank you.
Yes. I have 4 items I want to go over, but before I begin, I want to acknowledge Tony Self. She has been a big help since I took over the job as president when Guy Towers passed away. And she has been instrumental in helping us with the lease, with waivers, any number of things, and couldn't have done it without her. So anyone that thinks government employees don't always do what they are supposed to do, she does above and beyond. So I really want to acknowledge her. Anyway, the first item is the update on the society's activities out at the lighthouse. We went out Memorial Day weekend and brought 91 people out to the lighthouse to see it. It is Del Norte's pint-sized Alcatraz, and it's really fun to watch the people when they go out and see the lighthouse and admire it. That brings, over the course of the last year, since last Labor Day, that we have brought out a total of 329 people out at the lighthouse. And with those people comes money, and if you figure maybe $200 a person spending in the local community, that comes out to about $65,000. So I think our activities out there is a positive for the county of Del Norte. Two, our board is very robust. We've got some new board members, and we've been working on our Facebook page, our web page, our internet presence, and also been on the radio doing lectures to the local community clubs and so forth to get our word out. And we also are being publicized in the Lighthouse Digest, which is a magazine that is all around the world that is subscribed to, that brings attention to both Battery Point and St. George Reef Lighthouse with our articles, and also the United States Lighthouse Society's publication, The Keeper's Log. We have articles going in there as well. Going forward, our work, we're working on some grants. I just got off the phone before I came in here with the consultant that we hired last year with the grant money that you gave us, which was put to use, hiring him part of it. And he's writing us a report, and based on that report that he's going to give us, we are going to be applying for grants for capital improvements to the lighthouse. And he has a number of connections, and he's going to be working with us to point us to the people that we should be asking for money from. Third, we're looking at other future funding, and we're hoping that maybe I can talk one of you into being kind of a liaison for us. I mean, I have no idea what government agencies, the feds or the state or otherwise, who to talk to, or I mean, we're willing to do the legwork if we have someone that can point us to who we should talk to in regards to money. I mean, it's going to be a multi-million-dollar project, and any one grant's not going to take care of the total price tag. So any help from any one of you, we have board meetings every month. We'd be happy to have any one of you, or all of you, or actually all of you, to come to the board meeting and hear what we're doing, and any help you can give us would be greatly appreciated. And if you have a few bucks extra in your coffers at the end of the year, we wouldn't turn that down either. So that's about all of it that I have to tell you. We are going to have a Labor Day. We were going to have a Labor Day tour. It turned out that we had to cancel it because of transportation issues. We weren't able to get a helicopter company lined up, unfortunately. But Dan Bratton, who runs the ambulance service, air ambulance service, he's been nice enough to supply a plane, and we're going to be able to bring the people that are coming from back east. 22 people are coming from back east to see St. George and Battery Point. We're going to be able to get them a ride to see the lighthouse in the air anyway. Can't land on it with a plane. It's just a little bit short of a landing strip. But anyway, he's going to help us out with that. And they'll be here, 22 people, for a couple of 3 days, and they'll be spending money in the county. So that's all to the good. Have you any questions?
I'm just curious about how did these 22 people get in contact and decide to make this a part of their trip?
Well, we've been writing articles, or I should say I've been writing articles that are in the United States Lighthouse Society publication about the lighthouse. And the lighthouse community, I wouldn't say everybody knows everybody, but everybody knows everybody. So, you just network like any other organization, whether you're, a triathlon or, stamp club or whatever it happens to be. Everybody kind of networks together and works on promoting each other and so forth. Jen Lewis, who runs the Point Cabrillo Lighthouse down in Fort Bragg, she's now an advisor to our board, and she's an administrator down there, but she also happened to know one of the volunteers at the U.S. Lighthouse Society, and they called me up. They did an hour podcast on St. George. They interviewed me on the phone. So it all works out. So, but anyway, please consider one of you maybe helping us out as a liaison or, for advisory capacity. I mean, we take anything we can get that way. Thank you.
Supervisor Howard?
Yeah, we have a little bit of time.
Sure.
We have you scheduled till 10:45. So I would like to ask you what the capital improvements, you have $1 million, $1.2 million in capital improvements. What are the capital improvements?
Well, okay, I'll give you 3 right off the bat. Sanitation out there, as you know, when the lighthouse is operation, everything went into the ocean, and probably legally we could still get away with that, but all the piping's rusted through. It's leaks. It's a mess. We want to replace all the piping. We want to be able to treat the effluent out there and either bring it back or treat it in such a way where we can safely dump it into the ocean. I want to be ahead of the game with any government agency, so they don't call us up one day and say, we're shutting you down because of this, this, and this. We want to make sure we have a plan in place, which actually we do. We have and I don't have the figures here. I should have brought them, but it was between 10 and 12,000 for holding tanks and treatment equipment out there in order to bring it up to standard where we would be able to deal with it out there in such a way that it would be okay with the feds. Second thing is the electrical system. It's very crude out there. The light itself is solar powered, but the rest of it we run off generator. We have a generator in the engine room, and we plug into the grid, and we illuminate the building that way for lighting and so forth. It's a real catacomb if you don't have any lights down in the engine room. It's dark as dark can be. But what we want to do is we want to put in additional solar panels, an inverter, a battery system, and we take out all the electrical that's there and replace it with new wiring. That's in and around 10 grand. Third thing is water catchment. Historically, the caisson that the lighthouse rests on, there's a gutter that's built into the granite around it where you collected all the water, went into a 77,000 gallon cistern below the engine room, and they used that for when they had steam out there. They used steam for whistles and so forth. And what we want to do is we want to upgrade the water catchment where, because of our infrequency of going out there, we're going to catch the water up at the very top of the lighthouse where the dome and the catwalk up there, the widow's walk up there. And we're going to run the water down through the floors down into the engine room, and we'll have filtration systems on the way in order to catch that water and make it potable to drink, and then occasional showers with and that type of thing. That's roughly 10 or 12,000. I think I calculated the whole thing to be around 30, 35,000, and we would do all the work, but the money end of it, for the materials, we need to raise. And by the way, the local the local stores here have been great. I mean, Home Depot has made contributions for us to go out and shop with them, and Ace Hardware has done the same thing. But you know, you can only go to the well so many times. It's a small town. All these local merchants need to make a profit, and we can't be going back to them constantly and expecting them to give us more and more money or materials. So,
Thank you.
you bet. Appreciate your time.
I have one more question for you.
Oh.
And looking at your booklet that you gave us, it looks like we just missed out on being able to get into a raffle for a 2-night stay. Are you planning on doing that again next season? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, if
stay?
you're a supervisor, we give you a paintbrush and a chipper, and you go to work. No, what we're going to do is you go out as a kind of an honorary member. Although, by the way, anyone that goes out there becomes a member. If they buy a ticket to go out to the lighthouse, they get a membership. But what we're going to do is they go out. It's roughing it. It's camping, but they go out, sleeping bag, cot, whatever, and they get 3 squares, and they get a ride back so they don't have to swim. And if they want to work with the crew, that's great. We'd love to have them. And if they just want to enjoy the view, they can do that too. That's basically what the raffle does. And we raised a couple $1,000 for the raffle. So
It's great working vacations, what it sounds like.
yeah.
Okay.
Can't beat the view.
That's true.
The view.
That is true.
Okay, thank you
That's
so
it
very
for me.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
It'd be an ideal for your taxi. Your vertical takeoff and landing taxi, yeah. Any public comment on the lighthouse?